All right, let's get to it. I'm in between doing personal readings, and I just wanted to take a break from those to pop on here and get a collective message out to you. All right, what does my collective need to hear right now? The Weasel and Pine. Introspection. What's grabbing my attention is how comfortable this weasel looks on that little tiny branch. Just confident, but carefully perched on there. Let's see. The Weasel and Pine, introspection. Weasels can be warriors or spies, moving quickly and often alone. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing yourself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient. One of the fastest growing evergreens, its prickly needles have a waxy coating that helps them retain water. Actually, you can make tea out of pine needles. It's super beneficial for your health. So there's like a whole movement with pine needles, people collecting them and making tinctures. So, your message is this. You are called to a time of solitude. Isolation allows for contemplation, which can lead to self-knowledge. And here are some questions. When do I like to be alone? How can I better understand and respect myself? Okay. You are called to a period of solitude. I'm going to grab a self-reflection card here. Are any of my insecurities hurting anyone else by accident? Ooh, that hits hard. I know I'm guilty of that. I think we all are. We all project. If we're not hyper aware, we can inadvertently hurt others by our own belief systems that leak out onto other people and how we view their connection with us, I'll spare you the details of my own mess. But all you can do is learn from it and keep moving forward, right? I want to get an I Ching, and then we'll move on to the tarot version of this. Increase. Number 42. This reduces to 6. Make the most of new opportunities. Focus on your priorities. Find mentors. Develop a positive mindset. Be generous. Pursue worthy goals. Okay, so if you're being called to a time of solitude, and this card is encouraging you to focus on your priorities and to also find support that are in alignment with whatever it is that you feel called to focus on in your life right now. Keep a positive mindset. Find people, or if you don't want to connect with a mentor, clear out your social media page to follow accounts that feed you, that feed your soul, feed your brain, like that actually encourage you along the right path of the mindset you'd like to cultivate. Okay, and this card says, this is a time of great opportunity. Make the most of it to begin new endeavors and pursue worthy goals. If you get caught up in selfish pursuits, you will not be successful. Focus on your objective and stick with it. Don't waste your resources. Pay attention to what's important. Be devoted to your cause. Persevere. Look for mentors who can help you on your journey. Develop a positive mindset and stay focused on adopting good habits for self-improvement. Be generous. Share your success. If you sincerely work for the benefit of others, people will be inspired to join you and work toward your shared goals. All right. Yeah. So it's just a time. It's a time in your life to lock in, isolate, self-isolate, but not completely. That can wear on you. I know. I've been for years been self-isolating. But it's important to, even in isolation and in a period of like focused effort and growth, to still cultivate a support system that has your back, or that is winning when you're winning. Your wins are their wins. Like they're genuinely optimistic for you and for your goals and your dreams, and happy for you when you have a win, and sad with you when you feel the need to express release. Those are the people that you need on your side, walking with you along this journey. So I really feel like you're being called to clear out the clutter, clear out connections that don't celebrate your successes, that don't walk beside you through every season of life with consistent support. Like your ride or dies. Just get really, really selective and picky about who has access to you and who you are. And anything that doesn't align with your goals is a no. It's a hard no. Okay, I feel preachy. Let's move on to the tarot portion. All right. What does my collective need to know about the past? We have Death in reverse. Okay, what about the horizon? Three of Cups. Show me the bridging energy. Eight of Pentacles reverse with the Eight of Wands. That's an interesting energy. That's very bipolar energy. And the Challenge, the Mountain. Moon in reverse with the Sunrise. Sunrise, sunrise. Okay, let's dive in. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. Dun, dun, dun. The Devil doesn't necessarily signify a person. It can just literally represent like mindsets, limiting beliefs, hang-ups, habits, whatever, just lower vibrational shit that just keeps you stuck on a loop, whether it be a mindset or a lie you're believing about yourself or a literal addiction, just things that keep you from growing. I think of it as like a plant that's root bound. It's all tangled up and it can't grow because it's tangled up in that toxic mess. So we have the Devil, we have the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. This is really yucky energy on the bottom of the deck. Yikes. And the Sun in reverse too. Somebody is feeling really heavy, I feel like regret, sadness, like their life is a living nightmare and like they're the ultimate failure. So this is basically naming exactly what the devil's here, right? On the bottom of the deck. Okay, it's very general. It can be, like I said, like a toxic mindset or negative mindset. And then here it is. Here's the answer to it. This represents feeling sad, feeling hopeless, feeling like there's no solution. When literally like Spirit is handing you the solution right here, but you can't, you're not opening your eyes to see it because you're too focused on what's been lost. So it's a very pessimistic, kind of defeatist attitude. Paired with the Nine of Cups in reverse, this is like despair, nightmares, just bottom level, like lowest level despair, anguish. And then the Sun in reverse too. That's terrible. That's like absolute pessimism, failure, negativity. And it may all be leaking out in your interactions with others, in how you communicate or don't communicate, just by maybe you stop yourself from communicating because anything coming out of your mouth is going to be sharp, cutting, and hurtful to those that you love. Okay. That's just the bottom of the deck is what you don't see. So let's move on to your reading. So in the past, what's being highlighted is Death in reverse. So fear of new beginnings, fear of closing a chapter and embarking on something new, fear of cutting out what no longer supports you. Like I just mentioned in the intro, like it's time to clear out the clutter. It's time to get rid of anything that doesn't 100% have your back. Anyone, anything, any place. If you're in the wrong environment, it's time to figure out an exit plan, an exit strategy. If you have people around you who are just taking, and just siphoning your energy and sucking the life out of you, it's time to cut those connections out. I was just talking to my daughter today about the regret that I'm getting emotional. I am somebody who I'm very quick to cut ties with people, and I just cut my family out, my life. And my mom in particular, I reconnected with her. I reached out asking for her forgiveness on Mother's Day, and we've reconnected amazingly since, and I have a mom for like the first time ever. But I was just talking to my daughter about how it doesn't have to be black and white, like cut people out for like, oh, I'm done with you, It doesn't have to be like that. Like what I'm learning now is to have boundaries and to love somebody within, being conscientious of where the line is. Like, okay, well, if I'm so emotional, I can't make sense. But yeah, what I'm just saying is like, yeah, cut people out of your life who aren't healthy for you, obviously. Like if they're definitely like, you know what I mean? There's a difference. Not everybody's like me where I'm just like, oh, you sneezed wrong, you're out of my life. You know what I mean? Like I was pretty cutthroat and ruthless with people. And I'm learning now that it doesn't have to be like that. Like you can still allow people, certain people, I mean, my mom would be an exception, like access to me, but with, with limitations and boundaries in place that I feel safe and she feels loved. And yeah, that was an interesting rant. Anyway, this is fear of doing that. So in the past, there was this energy lingering around you of knowing you need to cut things out, but being afraid to take action to do so. And let's go ahead and clarify that. What is this? What is this death in reverse in the past? In my collective. High Priestess, trusting yourself, trusting in your gut, in your deepest knowing of what's right and what's wrong, like what you should or shouldn't do, or how you should move, or how you should live, or how you should interact with others. Like it's, and again, going back to a conversation with my daughter today, she was talking about her sharing with me her roommate's family members overstepping their bounds, and trying to tell her how to live her life at 20 years old. And she was upset and crying to my daughter, and I was so proud of her. She was just like, listen, it's not, it's your life. I can't even like regurgitate what she said, but she's so well spoken and grown up and wise, and I just love her. But she was basically telling her friend, like, you have to trust yourself to know what's best for you. No one else can know that for you but you. And yeah, moms can be overbearing, and that's just kind of a rite of passage with dealing with parents. But it's up to you to stand up to her and say, I love you, thank you. However, I'm capable of doing what I know is best for myself, But I was just really proud of my daughter. So this reminds me of that. It's just like, only you truly know. Listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. And I know not everybody subscribes to the idea of a higher self, but I believe that, or God, or whatever. But tap into whatever it is you need to tap into to gain the confidence to make decisions for yourself and to step out and take action and not constantly be stuck in fear and self-doubt. Because if nothing changes, and you wake up 10 years from now in the same stagnant mess, What else in the past? Okay. same message, fear of forward movement. This is Three of Wands, but in reverse. So it's holding on to the past, self-doubt, regret, fear of forward movement. Wow, this is insane how the messages are so... I don't even think we need more. Let's see, one more. We'll get one more. The Magician in reverse. Not trusting yourself. Again, this is perfectly in line with the messages coming out. This is lack of, I guess, not lack of knowledge, but like not trusting yourself, not believing in yourself, like feeling like you need to look outside of yourself for answers, or like you don't have what it takes to succeed or to move forward or to take that leap of faith or to change things in your life. You do have what it takes. And there's a card in the tarot, the Fool card, it depicts somebody ready to take a leap of faith off a cliff, right? They don't know if they're going to fall to their death or fly. And usually it's depicted with a white rose or like wings or some kind of depiction of spirit or source. And it's like the universe has your back. Take the leap of faith. You're going to be fine. It's going to work out. And the Fool is depicted carrying like a knapsack on a stick. What's in that sack, no one ever talks about this, are all the tools of the Magician. And the Magician there's 4 suits in the tarot. So we have Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pentacles. Pentacles represent the material, like wealth, stability, things that we need in our everyday life. We've got Wands is like passion, Swords are intellect, and Cups are emotions. So the Magician takes all those components and literally manifests from nothing, from that. Not from nothing, from those 4 elements. And you, as a Fool, ready to embark on a new journey and ready to take a leap of faith, but too scared to take a leap of faith, what you don't realize is you have all the tools of a master manifester. You just have to flip this energy around and realize it. And that's the truth. Ace of Swords, the truth. You have what it takes to succeed. But in the past, you didn't believe that about yourself. And that's why that's all coming up. What's coming on the horizon, I love this, is connection, is camaraderie. And you were just being called to a time of isolation, but this is selective connection. This is not being in the spotlight and having a bunch of groupies or like having a lot of insincere friends or just people to be around you, to just be around you, just so you don't have to hear your own thoughts. This is selective connection. These are people that you actually would invite over into your personal space for dinner, for music, for conversation, people whose thoughts and opinions that you value. You may even share the same taste in music with the music notes. We have pumpkins. So there may be some kind of shift for you come fall, September, October, November. But this is a card of celebration, of just being in the company of those that you hold nearest and dearest to your heart, the people that you really admire, respect, and value. You know what I mean? Like there's people, yeah, you can hold a conversation and tolerate people, but this is like, these are the kinds of connections you can't get enough of. The kinds that you could stay up all night without sleep, just bouncing ideas off of each other and talking about the craziest things and just a never-ending flow of conversations. It's really just forgetting any kind of filter, forgetting any kind of censorship, and just being and existing and enjoying it and loving the fuck out of it. That's what's coming for you. So maybe you come out of this time of isolation into this by the fall. And what's also grabbing my attention is the colors. So we have the orange and the pumpkins, and orange signifies like creativity, positivity. Look, it says develop a positive mindset, be generous, pursue worthy goals. These might even be people who walk alongside you in life and celebrate your wins with you. And this could be a time of celebration after achieving some kind of goal for yourself that you shared with a selective few. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what this could be. Let's clarify this. Show me the Three of Cups on the horizon for my collective. feel like getting one more. Oof. We have Lovers in reverse. So, and heavy regret. So there is a significant connection with someone whom you do enjoy spending time with. You do enjoy their brain, their mind, their intellect, their songs, their company. You just really, really enjoy their presence. And you could be like in a period of like disconnect from them. And there's heavy regret around this Lovers in reverse, and this is total regret. This could be, oh my gosh, you can't make this up. And then there's an Ace of Cups in reverse. This is the cup of love, fulfillment in love, like ultimate lover's energy. With a Lovers in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, in the middle, smack dab in the middle is a big fat regret sandwich. Yikes. So there could be, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's going to be a reunion for you with that person that you're not in communication with, because this is coming, and I'm asking specifically to clarify this and for all of that to show up on the bottom of the deck. Someone you're in deep regret over losing connection with. Music could be important. There could be a birthday coming up in the fall for one of you or both of you. This could be significant. Grapes, pumpkins, sunflowers. Definitely reunion energy now after reading the bottom of the deck. It could be in regards to feminine energy that is really protective, independent, strong-willed. This is Queen of Swords energy. She is like no bullshit. She's a no bullshit kind of person. Like, I love to say, take no shit, do no harm. High integrity, high intellect, air energy. So Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Page of Pentacles in reverse, Strength in reverse, and the Hermit. So definitely coming out of a period of isolation. The Hermit, though, is not just pointless isolation. This is growth. This is evolution. This is going within and asking yourself all the important questions. Spiritual enlightenment and growth and holding hope. The Hermit card is all about holding that lantern of hope amidst the darkness, amidst the time of isolation. But we do have Strength in reverse. So this is self-doubt, and Page of Pentacles in reverse would be kind of like lack of forward movement, kind of like a stalemate energy. Procrastination, which just tells me that this is a long time in the making. Like this reunion, this coming together, exchange of ideas, of thoughts, of songs, of just company, of presence, of just being near one another and celebrating life together. Like your wins, your losses, whatever, that's coming. So if there's someone that you are in deep regret over a separation with, just trust that time heals all wounds. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just that it's saying that there will be a time of reconnecting with that person in the near future. That's what's on the horizon. That kind of makes sense now with the bridging energy being these opposing energies. So between the past and being afraid of new beginnings, afraid of taking a leap of faith, afraid that you don't have, believing that you don't have what it takes to succeed. Maybe it was in regards to this connection, or maybe whatever, apply it however it needs to be applied to your life. But there was a fear of forward movement. And then now you're moving into reconnection energy with someone who's very important to you, and you don't want to do life without them, and you've been in separation from them. And the in-between energy is a complete dead end energy. And then, I didn't realize it was upside down. It's not opposite. This would be like fast, like taking action, and this would be like stalemate. This is also upside down. So both of these cards mean the same thing. This is dead end, and this is bad timing or restriction, getting a late start on something. So it's just delayed. This connection was always meant to take place and happen, and it's just there's been a major, major delay in between. What is this delay? What is this? Show me more about this bridging energy. Hangman. The Lovers in reverse again. I was not expecting a love reading, but this is crazy. Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh. Somebody could be a social media influencer. Somebody could be really into, longboarding, skateboarding, some kind of thrill seeker sports, or I don't know, or be in the public eye. But this represents passion, forward movement. Knight of Wands is like, think teenager vibes, like where you're just impulsive. So somebody's about to take impulsive action. And it might be the masculine, if there's a masculine-feminine dynamic, like that's depicted here. That's what's going to lead us into, this is the energy leading into the reunion energy. But we have the Hangman, but in reverse. And the Hangman in reverse represents getting clarity, getting a whole new perspective on the situation. So someone in this time apart, in this bad timing, restrictive timing, dead end energy, the standoff, the stalemate, the silence, someone has gained a completely new perspective. And when you think of a selfie stick, like that's a whole new perspective rather than somebody on the sidelines videoing, it's a totally different feel when you're watching a video of somebody actually like holding their GoPro or something, So somebody's gaining a new perspective on this connection. And I don't know, it doesn't really, it's the Lovers in reverse, but I don't know if it's platonic. We just know this is like very important, right? We had the Ace of Cups. No, I would say it's romantic because the Ace of Cups was in reverse. And that is like the cup of love. Like that is romantic connection. So these two are not speaking. So you could not be in communication with someone. However, one of you is about to reach out because you've gained a new perspective on this whole relationship, really, situation. Wow. Somebody's willing to put in the work. And look, not only are they putting in the work, this is the Eight of Pentacles card, they're working on knitting these lanterns for what? For a celebration, for reunion energy, for a party, for getting together. I love it. I love it. 10 of Cups. What? This is the happiest card in the deck. Ultimate happiness, happy family, togetherness, love, bonding. Like this is like, wow. So if you're in separation from someone, there's going to be some forward movement, and they don't just want to come forward to just be like, what's up? What you doing? They want to come forward because they've been planning, preparing, they've been working on a plan to have ultimate, like they're saying you're a lifetime. You're not a temporary, you're not somebody that I just want to have over for a cup of coffee. Like you're somebody I can see coming home to and sitting by the fire and cozying up with, and generational wealth, generational like family. This is like family. This is legacy. This is family. This is doing life together long term. This is not just a temporary thing. And they want to put in the work to make this a reality. That's so beautiful. Yeah, 2 swords in reverse. They took the blindfold off. They're aware now. They're aware that they can't keep doing life without you. This is that 9 of Cups energy in reverse. The same thing we saw in the past. Where is it? I don't want to. The 9 of Cups in reverse was, oh, here it is. It's nightmares. It's despair. It's failure. It's just despair. Like life without you sucks. And this person is going to make sure that you know that you're wanted, you're valued, and they see big picture. They have a new perspective. They have a perspective shift, and whatever they were blinded to in the past, they've come to a new understanding about your connection and who you are and what you mean to them, and they're willing to do the work to create this moment of celebration, of togetherness, of commitment, to both of you put in the work to, oh my gosh, marriage. This is the marriage card. 4 of Wands is also the twin flame card. I was going to say put in the commitment to build a life together. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean marriage. You don't have to marry somebody to do life with them, but wow, they actually want to marry you. They actually see that. It might be an outdoor wedding. It looks like a little outdoor celebration in the forest. Look at the little trees. It's always been like a little dream of mine. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy for you. The obstacle is dun dun dun, vulnerability, exposing hidden feelings. The moon is about hidden emotions, secrets. The challenge for this whole thing is exposing how you really feel. Let's clarify that. Why the moon? Why is vulnerability the challenge? It's expressing hidden emotions. Look at the water energy, and water is, signifies emotions. And blue is the color for the throat chakra, so it's like speaking your truth, speaking how you feel, speaking up. Six of Swords is moving from turbulent waters to smoother waters. And look, this is kind of like chaotic, these fish, but this is like the formation of the swordfish. And the fact that it's swords, that's all about like air signs, like thinking, thoughts, intellect. So really getting out of a jumble of thoughts and emotions into alignment, into a clear path forward to calmer waters. That's what Six of Swords is all about. Wow. Making a plan, making sense of your feelings, making sense of your thoughts. No more inner turmoil. Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, this is that love energy in reverse, like separation from your loved one. Eight of Pentacles. This is the opposite of putting in the work. This is a dead end. Somebody's Nine of Cups. Yeah. But this time the Nine of Cups is not upside down. It's not a nightmare. It's wish fulfillment, dreams come true. So someone is tired of this energy of being in separation, of having this big wall between the two, this big block, this dead end, this hitting a brick wall every time. Like they think of you, like it's like you're on the other side of like a glass window or something, and they can't get to you. You can't get to them, and they're tired of that energy, and they want to create this dream, like make this dream a reality. Wow. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is Eight of Cups. This is ending a relationship, but I don't read this in this context of them walking away from you. This is going towards, it's such a beautiful card and beautiful energy. It's walking away from what's no longer serving and going from 8 to 9 of Cups. And this is the 9 of Cups. So there's a clear progression here. Somebody is absolutely tired of the stalemate energy, and they are moving from being unfulfilled emotionally towards ultimate. Like this is wish fulfillment, dreams come true. And then we had the 10 of Cups also, wherever that went. Where's the 10 of Cups? I don't know. But oh, it was under the bottom here. Or I don't know where it went, but we have 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. So there's a clear progression of someone living unfulfilled and being fearful of new beginnings to being tired of feeling that way and just wanting, life to be sweet again. The challenge being transparency, with emotional transparency, letting their heart be known and taking that knowledge or sharing what they feel to be the propellant or whatever, to propel you forward to calmer waters. This is the energy of making a plan. Page of Pentacles. Again, music could be important. Look at, she's playing guitar or banjo. There's books, so there's like a love for music, for intellect, for nature, for the outdoors, for solitude, for being alone. Like there's respect for that and love for that. But again, Page of Pentacles is all about sticking to your goals, loyalty, manifestation. So this is the opposite energy that we saw in the past, where you didn't think you had what it takes to make this a reality. Now your understanding, or the challenge is to understand that you do have what it takes to create, to bring your dreams into fruition, to make a plan, to create a clear plan, to communicate it, and to execute that. And with what? With truth, with your sword of truth. This could be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. This King of Swords, it's an air sign. This King of Swords is all about truth, intellect, very cerebral, very logical. I love the eagle imagery because I love the analogy about like fly high like an eagle, like because eagles will get pecked at, like other predatory birds will land on them while they're flying and try to peck at them and bring them down. And what an eagle will do is ascend higher and higher and higher, and those fuckers can't peck at them anymore because they literally don't have the lung capacity to tolerate higher altitudes. So be the eagle, soar above the lower vibrational shit, stand for truth, stand for your truth, make a plan, communicate. Swords is also about communication. Communicate your feelings. That's your challenge, is to make the unknown known. And the outcome of this whole thing is success. This is the Chariot card, and this also speaks to divine counterparts with the black and white, the yin yang, balance of chakras, like everything in harmony, functioning as it should, in line with the universe. This also gives the vibe of like North Star. So you are each other's home. And it's bigger than attraction. It's just like a frequency. The Chariot is also the Emperor's ride, right? His wheels, like it's very prestigious. It's elite transportation. It's cosmic transportation that's going to propel you forward towards success. That's the outcome here. Let's go ahead and draw some cards on that. No? Okay. Show me the Chariot and the outcome. Wow, there's the Emperor. That's his ride, I told you. The Emperor is someone who really thrives with a sense of control. Like, they don't bow to anyone. Like, I dare you. Look at his eyes. I dare you to fuck with me. I dare you. Come at me, bro. It's very boss-like, alpha energy. Could be a father figure. Could be just simply just a divine masculine energy who knows what he wants, and he's not bowing down to anyone else's opinion. He knows that he's got his mind made up. You know, he knows that he's going to be successful in whatever he puts his mind to. And there's a little dragonfly next to him, and that's a sign of prosperity and success. Yeah, he's made up his mind. Look at the bottom of the deck is the Hangman. After a long period, and this would make sense because this kind of energy doesn't make decisions on a whim. They have thought things through and thought things through and thought things through. They literally overthink. They over, what is the word? Sorry, it's late. They've thought out every possible way, like thought the scenario to death, basically. And finally, they're taking action. And it's decisive and it's direct. And this is a card of dreams coming true. Like Seven of Cups is like head in the clouds. Look at all the options available to me. There's our dragonfly friend again. And I really feel like this Emperor has gotten to a place of, oh wow, and I'm sorry, I just peeked. There was a tower moment. So maybe his life, his construct, like maybe there was like a mental construct that kept him in a box that had to explode or blow up in order for him to get that new perspective. Because remember, we had that's what caused the action towards reunion, was the Hangman in reverse, the new perspective that somebody got. And not only did that Knight of Wands get that new perspective, he leveled up from a knight to the Emperor. And that is like huge. That's massive acceleration. Like that is transformation in like quantum leaping shit. That's like, that's no small feat to grow from childish player energy to boss-like, I don't care what anyone thinks or says or does. I know what I want. Knowing yourself and knowing what you want. Just knowing. He's like, I want this. This checks all my boxes. So I dare you to get in my way. I dare you. So where he once felt like the wounded warrior with the Nine of Wands, it's in reverse. Sorry, one sec. This is just stubbornness. I'm laughing because I was just talking to my friend about how stubborn I am. And we were talking about like how I've met my match with stubborn people. So there's definitely a very, very stubborn emperor here who's made up their mind and is moving forward. And they know that they're not going to fail. All right, let's go ahead and get some closing. Let's do an animal spirit. All right, for my collective, a closing message. I'm still laughing at the stubbornness. I'm the most stubborn person I know. Okay, we have the badger spirit. Be fearless and bold. Right? Take no shit, do no harm. It's a number 4, so that signifies stability, security. It did come out in reverse, so that's going to be a protection message. All right. When Badger Spirit comes to protect you, he reminds you that anger or aggression, argumentative behavior, and being pushy or manipulative will not result in a positive outcome. Perhaps someone close to you has excess badger energy, or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. Ooh, maybe this emperor, the stubbornness and the... no, because it would have come out reverse. If they had, if they were rigid and needed to balance out their aggression, it would be emperor reverse. But this is a very balanced emperor who knows he's just not going to take shit from anybody. All right, let me get back to it. Perhaps someone close to you has excess badger energy, or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. Either way, now is the time to calm down and allow the energy to just pass through you. Go for a hike or a brisk walk, shake it off or dance it out so you can return to the situation determined and committed, but not so intense that you overwhelm others and yourself. The appearance of Badger Spirit also serves as a reminder if you've been relentlessly pursuing something that keeps eluding you. The message is that it's time to surrender it up to your higher power and focus on something else. Badger Spirit wants to protect you from self-will run rampant, from being obsessed with getting what you want in the form you prefer, in timing that fits perfectly with your notions of what has to be. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around your wants. Better, more beautiful opportunities will be the result when you release some of that Badger Spirit intensity along with your need to have it your way 100%. Okay, so it's asking you, Emperor, if you're watching, if you relate to this Emperor energy, to be flexible, to let up on a little bit of that rigidity of like needing to have things your way or have this look a certain way. I do like that you've gained a new perspective on this disconnect, and you understand that this relationship is something that you don't want to live without, and you're willing to take the steps to connect and communicate. I feel like with the pumpkins, it's going to be by fall, but I do have a timing deck. Let's see. I don't really trust it though, but let's see. What can we get for timing for this reunion? Oh, okay. Well, I have a rule. If it hits the table, I hate it when other readers are like, that's too many, and they put them back in the deck. I'm like, I want to know. I want to know what turns you on. I like to know. I like to know. It's time to take a break, right? And that takes us back to the beginning of the reading where it's like, take some time to self-isolate, focus on your goals, keep your circle small, and just people who support you, and you ride or die. Just find out who has your back and who you can trust and stick to those people. We have May. Indecision is causing delays. You have the power to create the timing by taking action. Wow. Wow. Have faith. Divine timing is at play. By the end of the day. Well, it's the end of the day here. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's only 8:30. I'm such an old lady. It feels like it's like 2 a.m. Yeah, I just feel like with this, it's this completion energy. a completion of a cycle. The cycle's going to close. I think there's going to be an end to this standoff. Have faith. And this is what I mean, like, I don't trust this deck. Like, by the end of the day, come on. I mean, maybe. But we've got 10, we've got 10, 10, 10. I think that's like mirroring twin flame numbers. 9, I think 9 is like a number of completion. We have 7, 5 for big changes, and we have 11. We all know 11, 11. But yeah, you have the power to create the timing by taking action. Indecisions causing delay. So it's time for someone to take action. And that brings us all the way back to the past, the beginning of the reading, where somebody didn't feel like they had what it takes to take that leap of faith. But trust that you are equipped with everything you need to move forward fearlessly in your life, and trust that you'll handle whatever comes up. You know, that's just life. There's always going to be challenges, roadblocks, delays, problems, conflict, and it's how we respond to that, right? Because it's inevitable that those things are going to come up. But playing dead, playing possum isn't going to solve anything. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So let's take action. Let's move forward. And I'm thinking of that Mount Joy song, Tell the Ones You love them. Again, I was singing that with my daughter on our FaceTime today, because she was saying how much she wants to. She just has a heart for like teaching and expressing, and I was like, make it, you don't need a degree. Like, just, and how she can't afford, she transferred universities and she can't afford to go back to school. So, because she had scholarships, she literally got paid to sing for her college and got paid for in Texas. But in Portland State, she doesn't have them. It's like $30,000. But I told her it doesn't matter. Like, if I want to see you in school, because I loved seeing how happy she was, you know, like she enjoys learning and she's really dedicated and hardworking, but she was also really stressed out. She'd be at work by 4 a.m., leave at 10 a.m. or leave in time to go to her class at 10 a.m., go to school till 4 p.m., then go back to work 5 p.m. to midnight and do the same thing the next day. Like, she was burning the candle at both ends, working full time at a coffee stand and taking a full load of credits and maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Like, she's my hero. She inspires me. But all that to say, like, you don't need a degree. Your life is what gives you credibility. Like, what you've walked through, what you've lived through, your knowledge, what inspires you. I go, just speak on what you know. And I started singing Mount Joy, because that was her first concert I ever took her to. Tell the ones you love them. Teach only what you know, and oh, you better know it well. So, I don't know, that little last tidbit could be for someone out there. If you feel unqualified or like you need some kind of certification, it's bullshit. Life certifies you. What you lived through gives you authority to speak on those issues. What you're passionate about gives you authority to speak. Everyone can learn from someone or from something. You know, there's life is so colorful. There's such a huge spectrum of life experiences and emotions and different responses and reactions and fuck ups, and everybody can benefit from hearing everybody else's journey. So maybe that's for someone out there listening who's really scaled back on their circle of friends and they're self-isolating and they're trying to figure out what they want to do with life or what direction they want to go in. Maybe this is encouragement for you to just put yourself out there and teach what you know, what you've lived, what you've experienced in life. You have what it takes. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have the intellect, you have the passion, you have the emotional drive, and Pentacles would be the material. So a cell phone. I use my iPhone to record this stuff. So you can make it happen. You are the creator of your reality. All right. We're going to leave on this note. Actually, let me pluck you some flowers for my little flower deck. This is way longer than I intended, but if you feel like this benefited you at all, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Snapdragon, listen with care, speak with kindness. Baby's breath, wedding vibes again. Everlasting success is assured if you remain honest and true. Yes, live with integrity, have a moral code and adhere to it, and be unchanging in every circumstance. Hyacinth, play, laugh, and find joy. And the big thing about this card is your environment. Maybe you're not in an environment conducive to authenticity. Because hyacinth, they change their color depending on the soil they're growing in. Like if the soil's too acidic, it's going to be a different color than if the soil were neutral or whatever. So, you know what? No, that's not correct. That's hydrangea, wrong flower, but still a message for someone. Play, laugh, and find joy. Laugh at your mistakes. Laugh at yourself. Like, don't take yourself too seriously, you know? Life is meant to be experimented with and enjoyed and not so rigid, not so critical and tough. And yeah, just lighten up. All right. I love you. Mwah.